Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a fresh new episode of Missin Curfew. I'm Shane O'Brien.
And I'm the up dog.
Joffrey Lupul.
And we finally got him. We got him in Good Life. Our buddies at Good Life, obviously, Uppy. We set it up here today. We got the Loop Dog. Got a couple other special, not even guests, parts of the team coming in today. So
we're putting the all-star team back together for an all-star trip.
Yeah.
So in New York, Good Life's taking care of us. You're right. We're at their new store on Bleecker Street here in Soho or West Village. Probably West Village.
I don't know. We're in Soho or West Village?
We're in the West Village.
Yeah, there you go.
Store's great. Keep that mic up to your lips, Luke Dog. We need that voice humming.
Sorry about the chair. It's not
I was going to say, you guys have cushy chairs here, and I'm on this fucking shitty chair with my fused back.
I don't know. There's weight limit on that chair, so I couldn't sit on it, so it was all right. But Updog could have switched with you.
Yeah, but you know what? Anyway, how are we feeling today, boys? We've had a nice little start to this trip. Saturday night, UFC.
Saw some crazy. Should we get into why we were supposed to be at Due West? Or should we get into that, why we're not at Due West?
Well, yeah, the boys came into town and took it a little deep on Sunday, and there's some upset people at Due West.
We left the door unlocked, didn't we?
We left the door unlocked, and we left the music playing all night, I guess.
I think going back to our days of partying together, we've left a couple places unlocked now.
Kevin Connolly's, I left.
Kevin Connolly's, hey, Cons, you told me to leave her. You told me to leave her open a crack.
I'm like, I left her just this side. You left her, Cons, just open a crack, and then he had to get his assistant to come back to his place in Hollywood and close it up. I don't know what I was thinking that night, but
so Loops, we were supposed to do the show at Due West. We talk about Due West all the time. Your restaurant, you and Mac L, who we're going to bring on. Mac L's a character on our show too, and we need the fans to see who this guy is. And he's looking good today.
He's got a nice duster going. Yeah.
He's got a good duster going for Movember. But yeah, you're right. It was nice to sit around the corner in Due West, have a couple drinks poured, a couple waitresses in there, and things got just kind of spun around on us this morning.
The wheels came off. The wheels came off the team. I left at 11, but I could see what direction it was heading. And
why'd you leave at 11?
Tired.
I was tired.
You left a little early, did he?
Yeah. We could talk about how fucked up of a Sunday football that was. We were with our boys in Jersey at DraftKings, which was a sick setup. The sports book was unbelievable.
We were at the sports betting championship.
Did anyone have Jacksonville to beat Buffalo outright? Like, come on, man, that was...
No, I had Josh Allen, my starting quarterback, and I'm playing Flowers this weekend in fantasy football, and he was the big reason why I absolutely got hosed.
That was your chance.
Because Josh Allen was beating Josh Allen up all game long.
That was your chance to beat Flowers too, because finally, obviously, because I took the Rams, right? I was like, this is the first time the Rams are gonna fucking lay an egg all season, and they did, and Flowers still got the W.
Yeah, he kicked ass. But it was you have one bye week, boys, in fantasy football where all your guys are gone and you're just filling them in with the guys from the East Coast League.
Yeah. From
the Jungie. It was me this weekend, and it just happened to be against the top dog.
Luckily, you get to get your cracks back at Flowers on Saturday night in that charity game.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, is he gonna need an ice bag or two?
Listen,
everyone's saying the same thing.
I don't know who the captains are going to be of the draft Friday night at Due West. If Due West is still open on Friday, we'll see. Hopefully it is. But I'm going to do some negotiating that there's no way Flowers is on my team. 0% chance.
Hey, did you guys see? So Spit and Chicklets did a thing yesterday. Who would you like to see for past guests fight each other? And I put Shane O'Brien and Larry Flowers. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
I mean, it's time. It's time.
Yeah,
fighting. I was just fired up. I'm like, I want to see Obes and Flowers go at it.
I mean, I want to. I was talking.
Same weight class.
I was talking to Loops out front. Yeah, I got him by a few. I want to take a good run at Flowers, but I don't want to hurt him, right? I don't need him going in and separating the shoulder or anything like that. But I would like to get good, good.
Yeah, you tell Flowers he wants to be a recurring guest on our podcast.
Yeah.
That it's
I'm going no shoulder pads. No shoulders, right? No one was wearing shoulder pads on Sunday.
I don't even know what's in my bags.
Well, let's touch on that. So. Yeah. I go to ship my gear the other day, and my bag, Loops, was the dustiest thing you've ever. I sent it in the group text to the boys. I'm like, this is the dustiest thing you've ever seen.
It's an avalanche bag, right?
Your skates have dust on.
Then I was chirping you, and I just pulled my skates out of the bag. Picked them up the other day. I guess the last time I used them 5 years ago. I think I just put the skate guards on because they're rusty. So I don't even know. Can you fix that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the salt air. You live on the beach. You know, they've been sitting there for a while.
That's true.
They're only meant to get rusty if you don't use them.
Yeah.
It's like a truck. You know, your truck's gonna get rusted. You don't take care of it, clean it.
So we got ice on Thursday night, maybe, right? Is that the rule?
Wednesday night?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, we're skating with the young pups here in New York City at Hudson. Is it Hudson Yards?
Chelsea Pier, I think,
Chelsea
isn't it?
Piers. Yeah.
My gear's supposed to be here Wednesday, so we'll see. There's
Hey, so
part of me that hopes
boys,
the gear doesn't show up.
have you
Scotty
guys-
went and packed mine up. I hope everything's
Yeah,
there.
Loops hit me up last week and said, "Can you go get the gear?" And yeah, I hope it's all there. So of course, when I go over to his garage, I lift it up. It's tucked in the back corner with a couple twigs,
Yeah.
a couple old Eastons. And I actually look through his bag, make sure there's 2 shin pads, a jock. You gotta have your jock still. You can go no shouldies, but if you go no jock, you're crazy.
You need elbow pads too.
You know, I checked for the elbows. Yeah, you need the elbow pads. He's got the Toronto bucket in there still. Toronto gloves.
Was there another pair of skates?
There was not.
Okay, so I only have these rusty ones.
I had a couple old extra pairs in my garage. You could have maybe.
Hey, speaking of Chelsea Piers, have you guys ever? My first ever practice when I got to New York City,
Was that
playing
Chelsea
for the
Piers?
Preds, was at Chelsea Piers, and Vladimir Orzog, Dennis Arkhipov, who ended up getting a DUI that year, and Marty Erat. They were called the vowel
I
line
played
for
with
us.
Erat, yeah.
They got so fucking drunk the night before the game, night before practice, that they were in there literally gone, lost. You know when a guy shows up and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be funny
Keep an
watching
eye
this
on
guy
whatever his
skate."
name is out there,
Boys,
man.
they couldn't hold on to the puck. It was cold out there, so they were just huffing and puffing the clouds of just booze out of their mouths the whole time.
Yeah.
And Trotsy.
That was back in the day when coaches actually thot that was funny.
It was
too.
funny, yeah.
They're like,
And
look at
in
these
New York.
fucking guys.
This guy can't make a pass.
But you know the Czechos just went out and didn't they just went to some underground Czech bar, drank fucking whatever that brand
Glory
is.
holes
Yeah.
everywhere. Right?
And sure as shit, they show up to practice on no sleep and just make a absolute debauchery out of
But
it.
back then too, there was other guys that were going to be out too, right? So you could kind of get away with it in New York City.
Yeah.
You knew at least 5 or 6, 7 of your guys on your team would be a little hungover now.
Yeah, Clark Willem took me to Hogs and Heifers in the meatpacking district that night. There was just bras and panties all over the bar, and I walk in. Of course, I'm like, this is 19 or 20-year-old Scotty, the curly blonde flow, just full on
frosted
idiot.
tips.
Frosted tips.
Wow.
And this fucking coyote ugly bartender who's hot, big tits, basically nips hanging out, just grabs that fucking, what do you call those things that the cops use? Those
Squirt guns?
xylophones?
Oh.
Xylophone.
What's the thing? You press the button and it's just
Taser?
No. Just speak. Where they're like,
Oh, megaphone.
megaphone. Thank you, Al.
What'd you call it?
Xylophone. Fuck to find
That's a
it.
fucking instrument, isn't it?
No, but anyway, she goes, hey. She called me like an NSYNC kid. Hey, kid with the fucking blonde hair and the suit on, get up here. And I'm like, oh fuck, get up here. So I'm like, I got an answer yes to this hot big titted babe on the bar. Yeah. So I get up there and she just hoses me down with the fucking squirt gun on. I'm fully drenched. Clark Williams just loving it. The boy, it was full.
You're
on.
like, this league's fun, eh?
Yeah,
What a
this
league.
league's great. So
Let's touch on UFC, boys. Let's touch on Loop's got the boys' tickets. Updog, it was your first ever UFC, and you got a fucking. I mean,
It was
you
crazy.
You used to tell me about the buzz in MSG for these fights, and you could feel it. You could feel it for sure.
That Chandler Gaethje fight was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I watched it on TV last night, and they were literally just standing there punching each other in the face for 15 minutes.
asking each other to kill each
Yeah.
other. They were just like, kill me now. Okay, you didn't. Okay, let me try to kill you. And then back and forth.
Oh man, it was like.
I don't know what they made, but it's not enough.
Not
It's
enough.
not enough.
Hey, the picture you showed me last night of them at the hospital after, where
Right?
they're just both in the hospital bed, and that Chandler's face looked like a 1974 Rawlings catcher's mitt.
And Gaethje had one little mark on his face. I'm like, how the fuck? The first round, Chandler hit him with so many bombs that it was almost uncomfortable. Right?
It was
You're like,
wild at the
"Jeez,
end.
man."
It was
And
wild.
the look on your face after the first round, he's like,
Well, and it was the weed gummy I ate too. So I was both like, are they really hitting each other that hard, or am I just feeling this, sativa weed gummy?
no,
right
they
now?
were hitting each other that hard. It was. I mean, they bring it out harder there. It's true. There's a feeling in that building that these guys, and we know when we played there, right? It was the same when you played
great.
there. Yeah,
You're walking
How about-
down the hallways with all the photos, the old photos of
How about the
whatever, every
star-studded
band
cast?
ever.
Sorry.
No, go
Lopes,
for it.
How about the star-studded cast sitting courtside or sitting ringside?
Who's that?
Mackel and Hank.
Andy Mack and Hank.
Hank Lundqvist, Andrew McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then just smoke shows everywhere,
There was a lot of talent at the fight.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
I saw this one. I give her name away on Instagram right now if I could, but Haley Bailey.
Oh yeah.
Really?
She
Let me
was
have a
sitting
look at
right
her.
in
She
front
was
of
looking-
Mac Daddy. I know he's probably up there doing some work.
Haley Bailey.
Because, we do have this charity, hockey game, and we need all the support we can get for next week. So we're supporting a good cause. But I would go back to a UFC fight with you boys any day of the week.
But yeah, buddy, they're not all like that. That was like,
Were you
we've
just
seen
trying
some
to
good
look-
ones. Like Diaz, when Diaz fought in Honda Center, me and Loops, I remember we walk in and we're thirsty, eh? We're like, we gotta first of all, let's go rock a piss. We're like, all right, we have a piss. And then this beer line it's fucking 4 sections deep. And this one guy butts in front of me and Loops, and typically, especially back in the day, we wouldn't have let that slide. But I'm like,
He's
Loops,
just fucking
don't, this guy
jacked up.
from
He's got
Stockton.
cauliflower ears, and I'm like, I think we just let this guy go.
Yeah, we're like, hey, buddy.
This
We've only been
this
staying here
guy,
for 45.
yeah,
Let me take
he
it.
wants us to say something so bad.
Hey, so speaking of Honda Center and watching fights or whatever, wrestling, this is my first, maybe third year in the league. Loops picks me up and we go watch WWF.
No way.
So this
I
is the
used to
thing.
love
So
WWF.
listen, we fucking leave early, right? After watching a couple things, we're pulling out of the parking lot. Guess who we see? Mankind. Mankind is fucking driving.
With a sock.
No. And we look over and he's got his window down. We're like, Mankind. And he looks at us and he's like, hey guys. And then,
like, I
and then
forgot
we're
my
like,
boots.
yeah, we're like, where are you going? He's like, fuck, I forgot my bag and I got a flight to catch. I gotta run back in here. He's trying to do a Yui in the intersection.
Oh, Mick
We're like,
Foley.
but it was hilarious because he's just, I'm expecting him to be like, yo, and he's like, hey guys, it's like
I forgot my pair of boots back there. I gotta go grab them.
I love that that's what we did. You were in town for one day to play the Ducks, and we went to fucking WWF.
Just young, right? You didn't know, right? You're just young. You're like, let's go watch the
I don't know
wrestling.
how times have changed. We'd be up in Hollywood now.
Should we talk fantasy football, Loops? Our squads. We got a big win this week, fella. We're 2-7. We're crawling our way back into it slowly, but it was a big win.
Yeah.
I'll take it. At this time, that's a building
I was
block
checked
for my
out completely, so I don't know. Now I got this win and I got a little momentum going. But
Now you got this win, and Flowers changed the rules to eight. You're right in there. I think you're 8th place right now.
I'm 2-7.
Yeah, I know, but you're in the dance. We were trying to make
One of you two fuckers are gonna get in this thing as a 7th or 8th seed now that the rules changed and just clobber everybody.
I'm one running back away from having a good squad. I
know
needed
you
someone
are.
fucking give me a running back. We want to make a trade still. We tried this morning at breakfast, but we couldn't.
I
Little
believe
three-teamer.
I believe that the ball won't lie, the football won't lie here, and Flowers is going to lose first round, even though he's got the best team because he's trying to fucking cheat.
Well,
Change
and he
the
didn't
fucking
pay
rules.
last time.
And he hasn't paid.
Yeah, if he wins, nobody's paying him.
So
I've already told him that.
So I hope it's one of you two guys gets in, and then this works him over.
You got a good squad too. You'll be
My
fine.
squad's good, yeah.
This week you were just what? You had all a bunch of guys on buys.
It
and
was,
draft.
it was such a bad week in NFL. I think by the look of my DraftKings account after Sunday night, after the Due West debauchery, it was a tough week in NFL and in NFL fantasy.
Hey, we went in there to DraftKings with a kind of a game plan, right? Like Uppy had his iPad out. We had like all the picks, the prop bets, and they were nice enough to give us $5K each, right?
Listen,
that $5K
It's
did
not a
last
good
very long.
week to be betting favorites.
No,
It was
for
the
sure.
sports betting DraftKings championship.
Yeah.
So some guy won $1 million.
Yeah, so basically that you have $5,000 and you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to turn that $5,000 into whatever
much as
you
you
can.
can.
Now, different philosophies are out there. We didn't land until Saturday. Of course, you need to be in New Jersey to place a bet on the app, on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Which the app is unbelievable, Luke.
So
the app is so clean.
For our listeners out there, obviously we talk about DraftKings, and they are everywhere, like Obes likes to say. But hanging with their group of guys was awesome. There was probably 100 guys. They set up a sports book across the river here in New York and New Jersey. Epic backdrop, all day football.
Free drinks.
But basically, different philosophies were this.
How are you?
Turn the $5,000, double it down right away to try to get to 10.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have enough money going into that Sunday, you don't even stand a chance. Because you got to have all your bets in by Sunday by the time the first game start at noon.
Yeah, so that's the catch, Lewis, because of I guess they previously had some troubles with you know how it works, right? The 1 o'clock games will lap into the 4 o'clock, and you're like, how hard am I going at this 4 o'clock game? Did I win this game or not? Because it determines how hard you're chasing.
But you can bet the afternoon games. You just have to do it in the morning. So there's a philosophy and an art to it all. But these guys, so the championship guy and Al would have the parlay what he did, but he turned 5 into 10 with a 1 bet.
Yeah.
Then he turned the 10 into 20 with a Tulsa over on Saturday afternoon. Then he had 25,000 bucks in his account. Then he went. He bet. Then he went.
Yeah.
4-team. Fucking listen to this. 3-team parlay Sunday. He bet all 25,000. He took money line Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He took money line Tennessee. Denver. And then he took another.
He took the under.
The under in the Jacksonville Buff game. So basically, these were
He took
complete
the opposite of
bets.
everything we took.
He bet it all. So he turned 25,000 loops into 169,000. So it was $5,000 in 2 days into 169,000, and he got the $1 million top prize. So he basically won 1.169, which is not a bad number.
Loops, you'll love this. We're getting ready to.
How was his Sunday night?
Yeah, fucking. Probably better than ours, right? I mean, I still had fun on Sunday. I had a great time until Mac had to go home, but other than that, I had a great time. How about the one guy we're leaving? We're sitting there, and I was like, come see this guy. He's like, he's got this basketball player to get over 13 points, and if he gets over 13 points, he wins the $1 million bananas. So we go over and start talking. We're like, how's he doing? He's like, he's got 3 points in the third fucking quarter. I'm like, tough one. Imagine sitting there.
No, and then another guy,
basketball player for $1 million.
Another guy on this parlay, probably a 7. It was probably a 7-team, but on this DraftKings app, you can do in-game player parlays.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
the app's
awesome.
so clean.
So basically, he needed his NBA player to get 1 block.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
he was going to win the $1 million.
1 block.
The over
Get your hands off.
The over under was
You got a piece of
0.5 of a block, and he clipped off. Say it was an 18 parlay. He had 7 that were green, and he needed the 0.5 to win the $1 million, or he basically didn't. You risk it all. So you're walking.
Yeah, you got to roll the
You
dice.
should have just hung in there, Obes.
We learned our lesson. I think we came up with a little bit too many prop bets, but it's okay. DraftKings, we love you. Thanks for the free cocktails, man. They were sliding. Loops, let's talk about Connor McDavid, man. You're a good Edmonton boy. I know Craig was in town a couple weeks ago and forced you to watch some
Lupul's
hockey.
old man, beauty.
Yeah. Craig
Beauty.
Lupul.
Big fan of the pod.
Speaking of that, how about the picture? Sorry, before we get going. How about the picture Princey found of the Lupul guy fighting Mario? Have you seen that?
I saw that.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I thought you were like the only Lupul that ever played in NHL.
No,
There's another one.
Gary? I think his name might be Gary.
Uncle Gary, is that you, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey.
Great photo, though. Yeah.
Great photo. But what do you think? What's about your hometown Oilers and Connor, man?
They look good. They look really good. So I don't watch a ton of hockey, but my dad was in town in New York here. Yeah. And so I watched the first 3 Oilers games, and it is outrageous. I don't think I've ever seen a sport where one player is that far above. Was Michael Jordan ever that far above? I don't know.
That's a good question.
It
I'm
is
not sure.
In the first 3 games, the ones that I watched. I think he had 9 points.
Yeah,
he could have had
it's a freak.
17.
That's the thing. He gets 2 or 3 a night guaranteed. But
Right.
you watch the games, he could have had 10. Right? He hit a post.
He gets a breakaway every game.
Yeah. He's a defenseman. It's just a nightmare. I couldn't imagine being out there trying to just
the Elon Musk of hockey. Remember, he's a full-on alien.
Yeah,
he's so far thinking the game and playing the game.
Those 4 guys didn't even get. No one even got a glove on him the other day, and there's. What was there? 2 minutes left in the game? That's usually when you're really trying to D up, and he just undressed everyone.
Yeah,
that was one of the better goals I've ever seen.
If we're 3 of the 4 guys out there, I'd like to think one of us is fucking
trip him,
uppy, hook him or something. We're not gonna let him. If we're gonna lose, we're not gonna lose by being the front page TSN. I was just like, why didn't someone trip him? Or I would have 2-handed him in the legs or something.
I think they tried.
They probably did.
It was one of those situations. I was sitting on the biomat at home packing for this trip, Obes. We were here.
Did you pack the biomat?
No. But I wish, because that's a good. You could use that on the back after 2 or 3 days of going like we did. But I was sitting there watching it live, and I just was like, as soon as he scored, I was like, holy shit. And I texted you guys all in the group text, and I was like, this fucking McDavid just dangled these guys. But basically, I think those 4 players on the New York Rangers all looked at each other initially going, all right, you got him, no, okay, and then boom, it's in there.
That's what
it was like I got him, no one's got him.
That from
You're like, and then you just want out of the screen too. You don't want to be the guy that they show. Who is that?
It's like remember Bobby Orr did the spinorama, and then Grapes is like, oh, look at Bobby, he put his head down, he felt bad, he embarrassed the Flames. That's what Connor. But the look on Connor's face after you saw, I looked on Instagram, he even looked like he surprised himself on that goal. right? Like even he was like, holy, like I can't believe
Yeah,
that just
because it
happened.
tied the game too, right? Like it wasn't like
They were
just
down
like
4-1. Oh yeah, they were down 4-1, and they came back to make it 4-4. Then the Rangers scored to make it 5-4, and then he took over and just.
Loops, have you ever, like, as a forward when you played, did you ever think of like attacking the guy straight on and putting it in his feet so he looks down and then like stick handling through the stick like that? This is what he does. Connor does it all the time, but
Didn't you have a move where you went like through the guy's triangle? Didn't you do that, or was that you that like through the triangle? And like, would you do that? No,
Glenn Anderson just come around.
Oh yeah, that's what. Who said that? Jovo? Yeah, Jovo.
you guys will fight. We'll see this weekend what I have left in the tank.
Yeah, no, I know.
So
Sheppy, the boys are coming. Boys are coming.
So I haven't skated in 4 years. 4 years. And now I'm playing in 2 hockky games this weekend.
Yeah,
Okay, listen, but
Wow,
you're
back to back.
You're still like you're playing weight, right? Or you're maybe under?
I'm a little less.
All right, see now, put yourself in my shoes here, fella. All right, I haven't skated in 3 years, and I'm fucking 285. Like, you and up here are still lean. You're gonna
that
be all
poor
right.
ice, huh?
That poor ice, bud. That poor ice.
Hey,
I'm
we're
gonna get
gonna-
the guy a shirt, but I'm like, what's the lowest glide you can have? Like 1/4 or something, or
We're
what do
not
you get your
gonna
skate
wanna-
sharpened at? 3/8 or what
We're
is that?
gonna want to
Whatever.
make sure that ice is nice. You know how like coaches would always tell you, "Hey, don't go on the ice until it's frozen." Like after the Zamboni gets off,
Let it dry. Let it dry.
We're gonna want to make sure that ice is nice and dry.
I used to say that to the nerds that would go out and do the Indy 500, like before practice. Boys, let her dry. Like all you're doing is making this harder for me. Pucks are bouncing now. Like have a seat on the bench here. Let's talk about what you did last night. You don't need to. You know what I mean, right? With the Indy
I know
500.
exactly what you mean.
He was one of the guys buzzing around there for sure.
No, he wasn't up there.
I was the
last
last
night,
guy on
was
the ice. Yeah. I might stay out a little extra to work with the
he? Last guy on, first guy off. Moose, I want to ask you about the others. Me and William Scotty talk about this. Their depth. I know you've only watched them play a little bit, but
Yeah.
do you think I'm on the side of I think they have enough depth and. Up Dizzle's still not quite convinced. Like they got
I
Shore,
like
they got Will.
At least they have guys in the proper roles now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their team like last year they got exposed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any depth, and like you can, as good as McDavid is, we're talking about him. You can slow guys down in the playoffs, but I mean the Hyman pickup's really big for them. I mean you can see how much Toronto misses the guy.
Totally.
Like that's just a guy that can play anywhere in your lineup. Like he's just. And he looks like shit, but he's really good.
He's got the worst style in the league.
Like, it took me a long time watching him to be like, wow, this guy's actually good.
Yeah.
But he's kind of...
Hey, boys.
It's still hard to have him on your team with those style. But yeah, he is good.
One thing to say about the Edmonton Oilers right now.
What do you guys say? Because you got Oilers Nation.
They got no goalie, though, right? They still
you
don't
got
have a
Oilers
goalie.
Nation
The
turning on
winter
you.
is
They're turning
coming.
on you.
The winter's coming, and it's coming fast. So you better
The
get
White
these points.
Walkers are coming.
You better get these points now, because soon you're living in the dark days of Alberta winter. Things are going to get a little miserable, and if McDavid and Draisaitl aren't playing the way they are throughout the whole season, they need these guys to get their 4 points a night to be a team that's going to stay on the top of the league, and that's how they're going to play. But I'm telling you what. Because Loops and I grew up.
They're one injury away from being last place.
The winter is
I mean, if one of those guys gets
winter's
hurt,
long
they
there. Everyone up in Alberta knows it. It would take a 2 or 3 game slide for them to show up to the Cactus Club and everyone start booing them. So,
we got a microphone wobbling. Hang on there. We got a
all I'm
microphone
saying
wobble.
is, listen,
On
I'm the
his hands
biggest.
going, he's blacking.
I'm the biggest Edmonton Oiler. I love him.
Are you though?
But I critique him like I
No,
like
I
I
do.
should.
Listen, I love that. I love that you call it as it is, as a good Alberta boy.
Yeah,
I like that about you.
All of
'Cause
my
I like
buddies,
the
all my
Triple Leafs,
brother
too.
loves the Oilers. All my buddies back home love the Oilers. I still have my '99 Gretzky jersey when I was a kid. Still got the Titan stick too, and the Joffrey gloves.
Joffrey gloves, sick.
But anyway, just saying, it's dog days are coming in Edmonton fast. So get these points now, because it's going to be real hard to get up in the mornings.
So
past 45.
Yeah.
Oh, I played there one year.
No, yeah, I want to
There's
talk to
that.
you about that. Obviously, I played in Calgary for a little bit of time, but you played in Edmonton. How painful is it when you go to the game and it's fucking so dark out? You're like,
And
what?
practice in the morning.
Yeah.
It's pitch black, and then to the
you're
game
right.
at 4 o'clock.
It takes an
It's
effect
tough.
on you. Like you go to the game, you're like kind of already half asleep. But as an Alberta boy, you want to see the Oilers do well, right?
Yeah, no,
McGregor,
absolutely. Yeah.
Have you been to that new barn there?
I have not.
Fuck, maybe if they go on a little playoff run, maybe we'll head up there. And
Maybe.
we got to wait till the conference finals to wait.
The barn's sick.
Yeah, you played in it,
The
right?
barn
It looks awesome,
The barn
yeah.
is nasty, and I'm telling you, when that team's buzzing, that barn is rocking like no other barn. It's These people are wanting good hockey, winning hockey. They just want to get drunk and drive, not drive home, but they want to get drunk and
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude,
But remember when they went to the finals with Stoli Babe and Prongs? And remember that White Ave loops where we go get pinned for your golf
Yeah,
tournament? That
I
was just
remember
like-
it well because they took us out in the conference final and
that's
they had
right.
no
Sorry.
business beating us.
Was that the year you went for 4 against Denver?
Dwayne Rolson,
Yeah,
right? Rolly the goalie.
Rolly the goalie was
Rolling
kicking.
the goalie.
was
Pisani got like 12
Yeah.
goals.
Pisani was the last guy that he ruined it for anyone that had a good playoff and got a good contract. Because remember, he had 14 goals.
Yeah.
He didn't score 14 the rest of his career.
No, he didn't.
Hork got a pretty good deal after that too.
Yeah. But Hork was a good defensive kind of forward, right? The rest of the way, wasn't he?
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Pisani was like a fourth liner the
Yeah.
rest of the way. Like he was making like 5 bananas or something, 4 bananas. So.
Better be in that overpaid club than the
I
underpaid
know,
club, I would say.
I know. Loops, what about the Leafs, buddy? I mean, I know you keep an eye on him as one of the fucking all-time Leaf legends, in my opinion, anyways. Off the
that's
ice
a
and on
stretch.
the ice. I don't think it is.
No.
I had
Ask anyone in Toronto. They
I
would
had
say the same
somebody the
thing.
other day was at the Leafs game, and they sent me a screenshot of a chick wearing a 19 Lupul jersey, still going.
Nice.
But don't give yourself too much of a compliment because someone then sent me one a couple weeks later of a girl wearing 55 in Vancouver. So I mean,
Nice.
take it for a grain of salt. You know, it is what it is. But you watch them play it all a little bit.
I've watched them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't know. Like, did people expect them to be really good this year? Like, I don't know. Like, because
I mean, yeah, they do.
why?
I think so.
Like, why would they? I
Well,
don't
think-
really get
yeah,
it. Like,
no, it's a great question, and
they lost. They were what? They were up 3-1 on Montreal, right?
yeah,
And Montreal, whatever, came back and beat them. But then they've subtracted from that team.
Yeah.
Like they lost Hyman, Foligno, Bogosian. Like, so I don't understand why people
Freddie.
would, and Freddie.
Freddie.
Yeah, I don't know why people would like assume this is the year. Like the
Yeah.
team's
I
not
think
as
it's
good as,
just
as it
shit
was
or
last
get
year.
off the pot right now, though. It's like,
Well, it's tough when you got so many guys making that much cash, right? Like
Yeah.
that are supposed to perform. Like, you know, playoffs are different, obviously, but
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's a good point by you. I don't know how they, after losing those guys, would think they're going to get better this
The
year.
team,
right?
yeah, and they were in that Canadian division last year that sucked.
Oh, that Canadian division.
And
is brutal.
They got a
like,
tough division.
now the
It's like
division's way
Florida,
harder, and their
Tampa.
team has subtracted. So I don't. It's just a weird thing that every time I read an article or something, it's like they're like crazy underperforming. Maybe they're just not that good.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't think they were that good, and they got off to a shitty start. And then I bet against them at the start, and then they won 5 in a row, and I bet against them every night. And then I laid off them last night, and they lost to the Kings.
I did not lay off them. They were in my 3-team parlay, which we were at the game last night.
Yeah.
Ranger game.
Yeah,
Panthers.
Rangers first game I watched at MSG.
By the way,
I was
that was
hungover though, just like when I played. So it was fucking the same kind of
You
thing.
never watched one for the press box?
were-
I never got scratched in New York.
Hey, we're
Although
walking
some
up-
nights I wish I would have. I'd be like texting Mac, fuck, I wish I was healthy tomorrow. But what time is it? 4? Okay, let's get out of here. No, I never got healthy at MSG.
we
I
were
got
walking up
walked
the
one day.
staircase yesterday, and you're like, I have never walked in this building to either play or watch something and not have been either drunk or hungover.
No, and you know when they like let you off the block? You know they
Fuck,
back.
you played 10, 12 years in the NHL.
Yeah, but
one
I was always in the Western Conference, so I'd only get one game, and I didn't get upshaw calendars where I got a week in New York.
Yeah, I
have
had two Halloween. I had two
Yeah.
Halloween costumes in one trip.
I know you just told me that story the other day.
Seriously.
Like, how good of a schedule's that when you come into New York and it's fucking? They give you. I got 2
What
Halloween
were the
costumes.
I was an astronaut, and then I was the guy. I was like basically a karate, like Mortal Kombat guy.
I remember that. You're in New York.
That's
You're
a
a ninja.
man. That's a man
Yeah,
with a
ninja.
plan.
Remember that movie Assassin? Weren't you?
Yeah, the Assassin Creed.
Yes. Because you
Sick
were an
sword.
assassin back then.
Yeah, I was an assassin.
Loops, talk about living in New York, bro. You've always, you know, I've come and stayed with you a few times. It's a great city. It's one of these cities, though, man. Like,
Chew you up and spit you out,
yeah,
huh?
right. Like, I'm kind of used to the Cali, walk to the beach, you know,
Yeah,
nothing to do
yeah,
tonight. Fucking here, it's like, where are we going? What are we doing? How are we going?
Yeah.
But sitting out on that street in front of Good Life, I mean, boys' necks are sore. Right? It's gotta be
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to the-
Well, this is a perfect New York City fall day here.
Yeah.
This is as good as it gets. But yeah, I've been living here for 4 years, on and off, doing my. Who's the guy from Cheers? Sam Malone.
Sam Malone. What a legend.
Own a bar in New York.
Remember the movie Ted? They're like, yeah, I got the D's. He goes, I got the behind the scenes TBD. He's like, Ted Danson's like, yeah, Woody Harrel's smallest dick.
Now it all makes sense. He was a Cheers character.
Sam Malone, what a legend. And Due West is killing it, right? That's a great bar, man. I was in there
Yeah, where
obviously last night, and-
it's been awesome. Obviously, struggled through COVID, but now everyone's back and the city is on fire. And It's been a lot of fun.
The city is back.
You gotta have
back.
over 10,000 Instagram followers to get in there for your chick. They're all smoking hot now.
How about the marathon? Did you think
Big
about
time
maybe getting
talent
that
in there.
marathon yesterday? Running the marathon?
Running the marathon?
How far is that? 26 miles?
Yeah, we had a yeah.
Fuck me, that's a good one.
Yes.
How long does that take, like the average person to do? Like, what wins that? Like,
I would say between 4 and 5 hours.
Whenever you quit.
yeah, right?
Like 2 hours.
That
2 hours wins it.
2 hours would win it.
Oh my God! I'm looking at a bottle of
210.
Camus and a bottle of JMO over there.
It's safe to say the winner of the marathon's not from Ireland, eh? It's not an Irish guy. So, Loops, let's talk about Sheppy, man. We got ALS coming up for him. It's a terrible thing. We got Mal's and Mac L coming on here after you. We wanted to all do this together, but it is what it is. Just how much, I met Sheppy through you.
Yeah.
He was we named him captain of our Brockheimer team, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
he wore the C, but fuck, he led me around and showed me a good time. But just how much Sheppy means to you, and
He's just a great dude. There was just, I met a lot of really long-term relationships at that Brockheimer tournament. Yeah. Guess that's what happens when you get banged up for 4 straight
guess that's what
days.
happens when you got to play that fourth game when you haven't slept. Your friendship really grows.
Or when
Bond
they
with guys.
when they call it the bad boys, and then you only get the invitation if you know how to absolutely rage.
Oh, I was a great tournament.
On and off,
Except for he had to
yes.
play. That's where I met Mac L. Mac L was my tendy.
And Mel's.
That fourth game, I never met Mel
Rees?
at the Brocky, but that fourth game, I just went over to Mac L's net and be like, give me a sip of that water, bud. Okay? I like having a
That's
sip.
not water.
I'm like, what the fuck? That's Jameson. All right, no wonder you're kicking in there, fella. But I just remember with your relationship with Sheppy, every time you'd have your epic, he'd come down, right? Drive down.
Yeah.
Cooking. I remember the one, he was cooking steaks. And the boys were playing volleyball.
He was just wearing jeans.
Drinking a Bud Heavy, cooking steaks,
Was
smoking a
smoking-
dart, brings them out on the court for the boys, chops them all up. And then I remember the one Sheppy story about your party. He comes down and it's the white party.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a white tarp. So you're dating Mary at the time.
Yeah,
he
he
goes
did.
up and puts Mary's shirt on.
His silk blouse.
And
It looked
I go,
sick.
Sheppy,
It
you
looked
look
so
great
good.
at it. You look great at
Yeah.
it. So.
I get a great story. It was actually my birthday, and PJ set something up in LA. And I think it was a concert.
Band
I think
of
it was
Horses.
Band of Horses, yeah. And he got tickets for everyone in the pit. And Sheppy came over, and he's got this girl with him. And we're all leaving to the concert, and he's like, I think I'm just gonna stay.
We were short one take.
Yeah. So he just
Hey, boys,
stays.
I'll hold the phone
So
here
we
for you.
show up back at the hotel. We go out. We show up back at like 3 a.m. And he's still sitting there in a robe, just smoking a cigarette with this girl, this naked chick beside him.
Oh, it's a concert.
How was the concert, boys? I'm like, not as good as your night. It looked like it's my birthday.
Oh, that's fucking good stuff.
Yeah, I would have gave you this. Yeah, I like Band of Horses, but I also like I like wearing robes too.
Wearing robes, smoking cigarettes at the suite at the W.
Remember you came down
Getting
though,
laid.
and this car broke down on the one time, so we just stayed at your house for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then he woke up on like the Tuesday and realized he had a photo shoot.
Audition or something.
Photo
It was like-
shoot in San Diego.
He was a Calvin Klein underwear model. And
Yeah.
Oh, great looking cat.
First rounder turned Calvin Klein underwear model.
Oh,
And so he just is like scrambling for a ride.
Well, you got a good thing going when you're like a second round pick. You're just like, you know what, this isn't for me.
I'll tell you.
I'm gonna underwear model.
Yeah. My greatest shopping story is we're playing in the Brockheimer, and it's game 2 probably, right?
Yeah.
And fuck if a puck doesn't hit a stick, and we're whammo right in his fucking beak. And me and Loops are on the bench. I'm like, oh god, no. And I look over, and he's just fucking leaking. Like this. And I'm like, Shop, you all right? And he's like, not the nose. Brockheimer's hard enough on the nose. Something like that. And I was just like, this guy is a fucking, didn't miss a shift. Out he went, smoking a dart after the game. So, yeah, I mean, he's a beauty. So, Loops, we appreciate you coming on, buddy. You're always welcome with us.
Sign off?
We're always, we could do this all day, but,
And we will.
yeah, anytime you want to come on, fella, please do. Do we have to come in New York, or are you going to be in Newport, Aspen? Where do I got to track you down? I'll meet you in Aspen.
I don't even fucking know what I'm doing.
We'll do a New
Hey,
Year's
we got to
show.
hit the slopes together this
Hey,
year.
we're doing
Yeah,
a New Year's
absolutely.
show in Aspen.
Are we doing a New
New
Year's
show
show?
in Aspen,
New
sure.
Year's show in Aspen, yeah.
Okay.
Come check out the new
Lupul's
pad.
new pad, yeah.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
Right on the
Thank you,
mountain.
thank you.
Fucking
Turn
ski
real-
in, ski out, baby.
real estate guy you are to develop yourself into.
Right. Only got 40 grand in my checking account.
And it's a good investment. It's a good
I got
investment,
3 houses.
so. Yeah, so Loops, thank you. I'm looking forward to the week with you, fella, and we'll wrap this podcast up and go catch a nice day bus somewhere, huh? Where we gonna
Yeah.
go, Soho House, or where do you want
Yeah,
to go?
maybe wherever.
All right. Thanks, fella.
You guys are on the banned list at Due West right now, so we got to find.
I didn't. If I was going to get banned, I would have done something worse than that.
Yeah,
I didn't do
NHL. I
anything.
think the NHL is checking the videos.
They are reviewing the tape, and there is going to be discipline to follow.
Yeah, and as I found out in my career, the tape doesn't lie. You can't hide the tape.
I'm
Did
actually
that really play look like that? Did that really, is that what I look like on the ice?
What's 6 doing here?
I can't look like that, man. I've been in the league for 6 years, and that's how I look on the ice.
Since when were you not allowed to hook up in the bathroom? I mean, that's what I want to
Listen,
There's yeah.
think-
I mean,
Is
they're
that off
reviewing.
limits nowadays or what?
Not as far as I'm concerned. But
no, I think that's the least of their concerns right now. They probably don't care about that. But Loops, we love you, buddy. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, my man. We got Mal's coming up next, actually, folks.